Hello, my name is Invar Kodesh, and I am a student in German 88. This week, we discussed the German word Umwelt. In English, Umwelt means environment. More specifically, the word discusses how different organisms within an ecosystem respond differently to the environment that they are in. Thus, to understand this world in a real-world setting, I read the article titled Europe Gone Wild. Upon beginning to read this article, I noticed that the first part into question, what does the word wilderness really mean? This created the first connection in my head to the German word Umwelt, as many creatures and animals might have different understandings of the wilderness. This article focuses on the Rewilding Europe project, and this map shows exactly what that project is. The project essentially hopes to bring back what Europe used to be like in terms of the wildlife and wilderness that used to occur. Essentially, as humans have forced many animals out of their habitats, this project hopes to reverse that and allow these animals to be brought back into the environments that they used to live in. Diego Benito has been taking action and initiative in this movement. He manages the Campaneros de Azaba Biological Reserve, where he brought in horses that are approaching extinction. With these horses, he hoped to save their lives, essentially to save the species, by allowing them a positive environment to reproduce and grow. And as we can see, rewilding has many positive aspects. First, the animals that used to live in Europe can repopulate these areas. In addition, ecotourism will greatly benefit from repopulation, and thus wildlife watching, which has raised over $45 million from Americans in 2006, can become a great contributor to Europe's economy. Benito's reserve is already raising money by allowing tourists to pay to observe these animals. Thus, we can see that this both helps the animals who want to live and reproduce on this land, as well as the economy where rewilding occurs. However, this article also points out the negative aspects with rewilding. First, reintroducing species may not be the best call. Critics of this movement argue that nature should do whatever it wants and that animals should not be brought into an area forcefully. As we have learned, natural selection is in fact apparent, and competition can occur within different species, where one species can end up taking over. This may not be the best way to deal with repopulating Europe wildlife as it used to be. In addition, stakeholders may also be upset. For example, landowners who wish to build property may not be as happy with this project because they can't build what they wanted to on the land that is now being used for this project. As we see, rewilding is a very controversial issue. While it may seem that bringing animals back to an area that they can grow and reproduce is positive, there are many unseen issues that can arise from this movement. To answer the question brought up earlier in the article, wilderness does not have a clear definition. In fact, biologist Christoph Schenk, for example, states that Benito's reserve is more like a zoo than a natural wilderness. This brings into question, what is wilderness? Is it naturally nature causing animals to return to an area, or is it forcing animals to come back to an area and reproduce to avoid extinction? Connecting this back to Umwelt, we can see that rewilding can change the lives of many individuals, such as the animals themselves, those who might want to do research with the animals and need a lot of them to be a parent, and those who hope to hunt the animals. This article brings light into the many different perspectives of the rewilding movement, and shows how bringing back animals into a certain environment can cause both positives and negatives to different organisms. For example, in the rewilding project specifically, we see that animals close to extinction may benefit by being brought back into an area, as their lives may improve and reproduction can be maximized. For those who hunt animals, rewilding may also be a positive force, because while they might not be allowed to hunt animals on the land that they are, if the animals sneak off, then they can hunt them there. However, for people who want to live on this land that is being compromised, then rewilding may not be the best option. Whereas for the economy, it may. There are a lot of back and forth on this issue. In addition, Benito may choose certain animals to live on his reserve, or he must choose certain animals to live on his reserve. This is because not all animals benefit the same in the same area. As again we see, Umwelt shows because different organisms react differently to their environments. Through this article and other current news in Germany and Europe, we see that Umwelt is an extremely relevant word to the discussion of Europe's environment and wildlife. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see where this issue goes in the future.